It's a cracker, Patrick, or is it out of a cracker? Now, we've got three guests in the studio today, three chaps who are having problems with their chips, but fear not, to the rescue rides our Anthony.
Hi, thank you, Chris. This is Paul Pavley, Theo and Matthew from Lancaster. Now, they have a problem with their chips, don't they, Paul?
Well, I think the problem is with them. I just think they're too demanding.
Go on, guys, go on. Give us the lowdown on what your dad does wrong. What's he do wrong? Does he make them greasy?
No.
No? What's wrong with them? They taste funny?
They're nothing. They're too fat.
They're too fat.
Ah.
Well,
Not
you're
crispy
talking
enough
to the right person. OK, now the first thing, let me teach you about chips. They're very easy, as long as you follow basic rules. Now, you've got a potato. Rule 1, peel or don't. You can just scrub. Rule 2, wash. Rinse it off. And then before you cut them up, you've got it like that, in water. 2, whoops, the fryer's going mad here. 2, once you've cut them, again, rinse them again. This is taking out the starches, you see. Then into paper, dry them, so they're very dry. Now, over here, we're into cooking the chips. The potato is very important. I'm making excuses now, just in case these don't work, because we have a problem in this country with potatoes. They're not very consistent. You're looking for a floury potato, something like a Maris Piper or a Maris Pira Desiree, something that is not a new potato. That's for start. Right, now I've put these dry chips in some fat here, and they go down at 160 degrees, right, for about 5 or 6 minutes. This is called blanching. That's the secret. Now, after they come out, right, they can go drain them, put them in the fridge. You can cook those well ahead, and then they go into hot fat at 190 degrees centigrade. You see, all the gadgets are on here, and we lift this up. Let's see how we work this. That pops up. Oh, here's our chips. Let them drain a bit. Look at this. Tip them in here. All right. Give them a little sprinkle of salt. Now, you come from up north, don't you? Lancaster, I'm told, is up north. Are you ketchup people?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
You're not the brown sauce or the curry sauce men?
I like a bit of brown sauce.
You like a bit of brown sauce? Yeah. I like this. I've done a research on tomato ketchup. This one undoubtedly is my favourite. Let's just tip those into your basket. Whoops. Now, shall I squirt a bit of this on? Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to taste the naked product? OK, now, let's stuck in there. See, they might be quite hot, so be careful.
You usually use fingers, don't you, kids?
Oh, they're being very sophisticated today. Hot?
Can I try one?
I think I better as well.
Let's try one. Not sure.
I think the potatoes are... I'm blaming it on the potato.
Ah.
They're not as crispy as they should be. I would go to the shops and buy a frozen packet myself.
No.
8
8?
3/4.
8 3/4? What did you say?
7.5.
Now, you are Tottenham supporters, and I am a Tottenham supporter. I've done you a very great favour bringing you in here to try and show your dad how to cook chips. And that's... I think 8 3/4 is fine. I'm happy with that. Thanks, guys. Do you know how to do it next time?
Well, I could do them crispy, I'm sure.
Yes, you could do them a bit crisper. I agree. I'm going, in fact. Bye.
All right.
OK, that's good. Right, we will do that again. But very well done, everyone. Just some rather thoughts there, anyway.
There's potatoes, see? Can't get the potatoes
it's
nowadays.
The
it is the
crispiness
potatoes.
thing, isn't it?
David?
I use Cyprus potatoes sometimes, but that's my background as well.
You don't know it, but you are, I promise. OK, here we go then. So there's only a few matches left before you go down, so don't worry. It'll be relatively painless. Right, and Chris.
Three chaps are having trouble with their chips, but fear not, because riding to the rescue is our Anthony.
Thank you, Chris. Now, Paul Pavley here and his sons Theo and Matthew have a problem with their chips, or you do, and they have a problem with your chips. What's the problem, Paul?
I think it's their problem. They're just too demanding.
They're too demanding? You're too demanding? What's wrong with his chips?
They're not fat enough.
They're not fat enough.
They're not crispy enough for
Not
that.
crispy enough. Well, let's try and get to the bottom of this. I mean, chips are quite simple as long as you follow a few rules. I mean, you can go to the shops and buy them, obviously, but this is what you're going to do if you make fresh. You've got to choose a good potato, a floury potato, Maris Pierre, Maris Piper or Desiree. You peel or not. If you're not peeling it, make sure you wash it. And then you rinse it and leave it in there until you're ready to cut them up. And then you cut the potatoes up again, and rinse them again. That gets rid of the starch. You then dry them very well. Now, there's two things about cooking them. There's blanching, and there's sort of getting them crispy, which is what I've got in here. Now, the blanching is the important thing. What we do is put them into a deep fat fryer. Use a fryer if you can. Don't use a saucepan. We get more fires from saucepans than about anything else in a kitchen. Temperature 160 degrees centigrade. That is vital. Just lower the chips into there, pop the lid down. They cook for 5 or 6 minutes. This is called blanching. You then drain them, and they end up looking like this. That is the stage at which you can do completely ahead, so you can get your chips ready. If they're out supporting, yes, Tottenham men, good man. That's the only reason you're here, because you support Tottenham. If they're out of a football match, you can get your chips ready ahead of time, and as soon as they come in, you just pop them in at 190 degrees centigrade. That's the next key, 190 degrees centigrade. They've drained a bit. Let's pop those into paper, so kitchen paper like that. A little bit of salt. Now we just drain them, let them sit. Now, this is down to the potato if they're not crispy. I have to tell you that because this works if you've got a good potato. Now, guys, are you ketchup men or are you coming from up north? Are you brown sauce men?
Ketchup.
You're ketchup?
Brown sauce.
You're brown sauce? Well, tough, because I'm a ketchup man. I've done a lot of research on ketchup over my years, and I have to say, this one comes out best every time. So a little bit of salt. Did I salt those?
You did.
I did salt those. OK, let's pop those in, and I can see now they're not going to be crispy enough. I can see now. And that has to be down to potato. Oh, ketchup, sorry. I was getting carried away. Right, here we go. Over we go.
I'm going to take one too.
Are you?
Can I use my fingers?
You may. I might use one too, because I might just slip out. Oh, look at that.
Oh, dear.
I'm just going to slip out. Well, I have to blame that on the potato, because even restaurateurs, even chefs like myself, can get their chips wrong if the potatoes aren't the right potato. So, there you go, guys. Any marks out of 10? Go on,
7.
be generous. You're
6.
Tottenham man.
6.
6? It was 8.5 in the rehearsal. All right, well, thank you, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
I hope you've got the principle right anyway.
Yeah. Thank you. Is that all right? Sorry.
You want to stop those?
Oh, those chips.
Yeah, very good. Please, thanks. Oh, it's very good. It's good fun. Thank you. It's great. Well done.
They weren't even soggy, those ones.
Well, it's good to see. It
I
really
never
is
got
good to
tomatoes
see,
then.
isn't it?
I never got tomato.
Got here. Hey, I'll lower those, dear boy. I'll lower those.
I thought because you were talking about you used to come to me every 2 or 3 legs, you see, so I thought
All right.
We're used to high standards, that's what it is.
Do your little intro for me. Ready? 3, 3, 2, 1, and... Fear not, because riding the rescue is our anthem.
Thank you, Chris. Now, I've got Paul Pavley here and his sons Theo and Matthew from Lancaster. They say you've got a problem with your chips. What's wrong?
I think it's their problem. They've just got too high standards.
Too high standards. Do you agree with that? Go on, what's wrong with his chips?
Too fat.
Too fat? And you? You, Matthew?
Not crispy enough. for
Not
my
crispy
standards.
enough. Not crispy enough. Well, let me try and explain the principle of making a good chip. And I'm not going to guarantee having a good chip because it's all down to the potato. Now, you have to get a good floury potato, something like a Maris Piper or a Maris Pierre or a Desiree. First thing you do is peel them or not. If you're going to leave them with the skins on, just clean them. Put them in water. Gets rid of the starch if you peel them. Then you cut them and then put them in water again. So rinse off the starch. Make sure they're very dry, OK? Now, when they're very dry, they go into your fryer at 160 degrees. That's vital. That's vital. And that is called blanching. Now, we just pop that down into the fat. They cook for about 5 or 6 minutes like that. Now, that is what can happen before. You can do that any time you want. You can do that when they're at the football. Tottenham men, yes?
Yes.
Yes! That produces Arsenal, so let's give him one. Tottenham. I'm only doing it because you're a Tottenham man. Right, let's get back to our chips. Then you can blanch those anytime you want. Keep them in the fridge overnight, have them in your tray ready, and then they go into hot fat, 190 degrees centigrade, until they're crispy, which is usually about 2 minutes, depending on the size of their chips. This is the test now. This is the test. I'm putting my name on the line for these chips. Salt, yes? You like a bit of salt? The idea is to give them a bit of a shake. I can see already I've used the wrong sort of potato. They are not really crispy. Let's pop those in there. Whoops.
Size, good colour.
Good size, good colour. Sounds like professional here. Now, guys, are you a ketchup man, Theo?
Yes.
You're a ketchup man? What about you?
Not brown sauce.
What are your brown sauce? I would have thought you'd both be brown sauce coming from up north. I happen to be a ketchup man myself. And this, after years of research, turns out to be my favourite. Easily the best. OK, on there, do you mind a little saucer? No? OK, good. Let's get a bit of that on there. OK, dig in. I'm waiting for your marks.
Oh, I'm going to
Dad,
take
get
one
in
as
there.
well. Come on, let's try one.
Ooh, whoa, don't show them to the camera like that.
Sorry.
OK, how are they? I can tell they're limp.
Good taste.
About
Give us a mark.
Marks out of 10.
7
7.
and a half.
7.5?
Oh, pretty good.
8.
8,
You're
that's
doing
getting
pretty
better.
Bad. You're doing
That's
pretty
not
well.
bad. Well, the
not bad.
principle's right, but I tell you, it is all down to the potato. That is the key, and so many potatoes inconsistent in their standards. So making a good chip, potatoes, that's what it's all about.
OK.
There we are. Are you all right? Yeah.
Out of those 3, you'll get some bits.
Can we just get a pick up of the Heinz? Unless we've got that in close up.
No, we haven't. We decided not to.
Well, no, he is saying that's the best, so we've got to.
Okay, just hold the Heinz.
Thank you very much, guys.
Sorry about holding it up.
Okay.
No,
Absolutely
don't
not
worry.
a problem. Absolutely not a
No,
problem.
that's fun. I like that. That's it. I like
Can
having
you just move
Mickey.
your right hand away from me? That's it.
That's my right hand or your
Yeah,
left hand?
and now the left hand. Thank you. That's fine. Yeah, got that. Yeah, happy, lovely. Okay, let's set up to do the close.
Round of applause for Theo and Matthew.
Yeah, well done, gentlemen.